she was diagnosed, and she asked her doctor, Dr. Dan first, to please write the name scleroderma down on a piece of paper so she could do her own research to learn more about the disease. And Josephine still keeps that piece of paper. And like many who get a diagnosis of scleroderma, she was shocked and scared because of all the literature at that time said that most people would die from the condition within 5 years. Ever an advocate for his patients, Dr. First invited Josephine to the first meeting of the newly formed group of the United Scleroderma Foundation, one of the two predecessor organizations that merged to create this current foundation. And that was in April of 1982. As Josephine would tell you, she went to the meeting because she needed to learn all that she could about the condition. And at that first meeting, she agreed to help launch the new support group and was elected to be the volunteer accounting person for 1 year. With considerable help from Josephine, that small group did all the work necessary to be a chapter associated with the then United Scleroderma Foundation. And a year after that, right here in San Francisco, Josephine was part of the group that received their chapter status. After being with USF for a while, the group decided to work with the other predecessor organization of this foundation, the Scleroderma Federation. So you see, Josephine has a rich history that has run the gamut of scleroderma patient organizations. And from those early beginnings, just shy of 3 years ago, Josephine has been involved in literally every aspect of the foundation, from patient support, fundraising, accounting, office management, Brian Ross Adams' boss, event planning, and recently in advocacy, where she has visited the Hill 5 or 6 times over the past couple of years, a tireless advocate for us in Washington. She has also helped to translate information from English into Spanish, and she has served as a peer counselor to Spanish-speaking patients throughout the country. When we haven't had the talent in the national office to do so, we've been able to refer those patients to Josephine, and she's managed it beautifully. Certainly everyone involved in the Southern California chapter knows Josephine, but she is also well known as a dedicated advocate for patients throughout the country, and that's why she is and continues to be a person worthy of being recognized for her life of achievement within the scleroderma community. Ladies and gentlemen, Josephine Bastian.
Okay, this has been a very gratifying and challenging time for me, working with the Southern California chapter, and for all of us, because I do deal with people that call from different areas, especially with the Hispanic community that call and they're at loss of where to get information and what do we do if we're going to die in 5 years. That literature is still available in every course in the library. When I got sick about, I'm not going to tell you, 30 years, at least 30 years ago, it was a very scary time for me. And there really wasn't that much available, but whatever there was even worse than the disease, I thought. But like Bob said, I did join, and I got more information from meeting with the patients than the library or the doctors, because we took time with each other to talk on the phone or meet with each other personally. In the process, they removed half of my right breast because they thought that there was problems with that. Come to find out there was nothing wrong. But that was over and done with. And I do refer to my piece of paper that I have from Dr. First, because that reminds me of where I was 35 years ago, trying to find out, and then to be able to speak to other patients about it. That reminds me that I have to be thankful for the scleroderma community, because they were there for me, so now I want to be there for them. I want to continue to do work not just with the Hispanic community, but anyone else that's available that needs help and to remind me how scared I was, but that I can continue to give help to other people. I want to thank all my co-workers, Bonnie, Kelly, and Karen, and then naturally Brian, okay? If I don't, I might not have a job. I really want to thank Brian, Michelle, and Jack. I just wish Jack would have been here today with me. He's my little friend. He's only 7 years old, but he and I have a very good understanding. And he tells me that scleroderma, I look very normal to him. So I love it. Brian, I understand that this award gives me very privileges, a lot. So our understanding is that I can only work on Wednesdays, but that I will get paid for the whole week. I also was told that I do not have to do coffee anymore. I can make my coffee. So it's a cup of coffee, quarter cup of milk, and 2 sugars. I want to thank my brothers, Jesus, Rodolfo, and my nephew, Julian, and my sister-in-law for being here. They came in from Texas. And actually, I want to thank the Fina family, the Greenberg family, and all the scleroderma support groups that are out there, reaching to other patients, but mostly to all my scleroderma patients. To Martha Partita, who's here, after she lost her daughter, she continues to help us and be with us. And that is very hard work for her, but she still continues to help in everywhere. Thank you, Martha. And thank you, everybody.
Directions right now. Just bring them to me. Take care. Well, some very interesting news.